YouTube, Dr. Evette here, and thanks for watching. Okay, here we are at our local hardware center buying PVC pipe so that we can prepare to bury the wire for our water feature. We love using our local garden centers just because you get to know the people in your neighborhood. And he had to help us get this pipe into Mert's car. It worked out, but I had to ride in the back seat. Oh, I kind of like being chauffeured though. So our second step in this process was to lay out the PVC pipe. The wire is already in the trench and we're going to pull that out. But we laid out the PVC pipe just to make sure that we had the right ends that need to connect with each other side by side. And then once we do that, we actually go and thread the wire through one PVC pipe at a time, which was very tedious. But, we like to be diligent and work at a very good slow pace so that we do things right the first time. Now it's time to thread the wire through. Mert pretty much did this part. I just assisted by holding the wire just to make sure that it didn't buckle. But this took us a little time, but it's okay. When things take time, it's okay because we're out there together and we're enjoying nature and the birds chirping and the dogs barking and the neighbors driving by waving at us. So it's okay. But this part was tedious labor. And here we just have a little conversation about the type of water feature that I may purchase. They have the kind that need electricity, so the water will continuously pump, and that's what I chose. But Mert was just saying if we don't need it, let's not buy that type. I am cleaning up the cardboard and the pieces of wood that were laying in the area where I know I want the water feature to go. And so I want to clean up this area just a little bit because it was my marker for where I'm going to place the water feature. And then I'm going to actually move the benches back once the water feature is there and plant shrubs and flowers all around it. But I had to mark that area, so I gave myself a large enough space to put in a nice size water feature. And I think I can go with a nice size because of all of the forest that's around. And I wanted to mark it to make sure I have it placed center of this seating area. So I think it's coming out very nicely in my mind, but we'll see once I get the water feature. While I'm waiting on Mert to come join me, I decide to just take a good look at my spinners. They have been out here in the cold weather and it has been a little frost. So I think they are just overwhelmed because of the extreme cold. And I probably should have cut them back at the beginning of the winter, but I didn't. And I didn't because I'm a beginning gardener and I really don't know what I'm doing. So I probably need to read up on every plant and every bush I have bought just to make sure that I'm doing things right. This is truly a learning curve for me, but I hope my spinners survive this winter because they were beautiful at the end of summer. Now we have to do the tedious part of running the wire through every piece of the PVC pipe. I didn't do much here but stand and hold the wire so that it wouldn't buckle while Mert threaded it through. But every step, is done and it's done correctly, which is what we want, so that once we get the water feature in place, we won't have any issues with the electricity going to it. I am very excited and I can't wait until we have the actual feature and have the water flowing this spring. Now it's time to connect all the different pieces of PVC pipe after we have run the wire through it, which took some time. And then Mert has to give me a little guidance because I was about to bend the wire. And it can't be bent because this is going to be the electricity going to the actual pump. So it is a learning curve for me because I am not an outside girly. I am a beginning gardener, and this would be my first water feature. So he's being very patient. Now it's time to place the PVC pipe down off in the trench after Mert put the end cap on. This didn't take much time. It's just picking it up and pushing it on into the trench. Okay, I started raking the dirt in to cover up the pipe, the PVC pipe with a shovel, but it just wasn't going in clean enough for me. So I opted to go and get a rake and let Mert work with this shovel because that was just too much on my arms and the positioning of the shovel didn't feel right. So I mosey off and get a rake, and I think the rake comes out much better. So here we're replacing the dirt to cover up the PVC pipe with the wire in it. And Mert is using the shovel, but I opted to go get the rake because I thought I could rake it down into the trench a lot better than using the shovel. And I think it did. I think it worked out using the rake instead of the shovel. So here I give you a close-up of me using the shovel and how much easier the dirt goes down into the trench. Even though I went a little slow, after I did it a couple of times, I did speed up. But it did make the dirt easier going back into the trench. And then we just pressed it down with the rake and also with our feet. You still can see the trench pretty good as I replace some of the dirt, but I'm hoping over time that this grows in very, very nicely with grass. We did put down some grass seeds towards the end of summer, and of course, it didn't produce much, although end of summer here is like still very much summer. But I'm hoping that this grows in with grass over time. And I'm just pressing that dirt to get it compacted down into the trench to make sure we got the PVC pipe with the wire in it covered up very nicely. Okay, it's a done deal. So that is the wire and the PVC pipe for a fountain that's coming soon.